Hello everyone, how are you doing? You're welcome to market overview slash trade idea for this week. As you can see to the upper right of my screen, I'm going to be talking about the dollar index, Euro USD, GBP CAD, Euro NZD, AUD CHF, GBP AUD, gold, GBP CHF again. Okay, no, AUD CHF was before GBP chef now, spot crude, that's US oil, and then Euro AUD. All right. So coming back to the center of my screen now, you can see this is the chart for dollar index. So I haven't checked DXY for a while. After DXY left this area, right, we were actually looking at price rejecting from this imbalance. You can remember we called out to sell from this imbalance because price was giving us this lower low and lower high and lower low. And I was looking out for a sell on the inside this area to then take out this daily liquidity to the downside. As you can see, the dollar index did not give us that, and it came down, spent a couple of weeks here, many days in this area, and then price just started to go up. So as soon as price started to go up, I just took it off my radar, and I will come back to it later on. So I actually marked out two imbalances. I was anticipating price might reject from this one and this one. As you can see, price gave a rejection from the upper imbalance. So today I am looking at DXY again because let's say I'm believing now that seeing, because I had two areas. Okay, there was this liquidity up here and all of this liquidity down here. And when price was in between, I wasn't sure as to what institutions want to do. So I had to stay out. So for the DXY now, let's say if like what I'm looking at now is I'm not still sure as to which, the institution, which of the liquidity will be the target. But if we can get DXY go down, this is just the start of the week. Today's Monday. So if we can get more bearishness, then going before Friday, we should decide, we should be able to tell which of the liquidity the institution are going to go for. So if they're going to come for this one, then maybe before Friday, we can see more lower pricing. Then we can go to lower time frame to look for opportunities to capturing this liquidity down here. So for DXY, presently now, I am still not sure, but I'm believing that seeing that we are now closer to this liquidity down here than this one, we can get more candles to the downside, then we will get a play to take out this 4-hour liquidity and daily liquidity. So for DXY now, I'm indifferent for now, waiting to see what more candles are going to print. Then if we can get lower pricing more, then I will be looking at DXY taking out this 4-hour liquidity. So quickly, let's head over to Forex Factory. Let's see what news we have for this week. To calendar, and this week we have, so today Monday is bank holiday, and then Tuesday by 3:30 a.m. in the morning we have AUD news, and then on Wednesday we have British pound, we have CAD, and then we have 14, that's 1600, we have USD news. Then on Thursday we have CHF news, major news, then on CHF news again, and then British pounds monetary policy summary. So yeah, it's quite heavy news on pound this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday also. And then yeah, so pound is looking like the focus for this week. And then USD, we have major news on Wednesday, but it's Fed Chair Powell testify. On Thursday, we also have USD news, unemployment claims, and same person. And then on a Friday, we also have USD news. So there's major news on both the pound, euro, and GBP, even CHF also. So yeah, I think those news will tell us where price want to go to. So like I always like to trade the news. I want to be in on a trade before news so I can protect my stop, protect my entry with my stop at break even or a little bit below or above profits, depending if I'm buying or selling, and then allow news to do its thing. So for the dollar index, I am bearish if only we see more candles to the downside. So that's for the DXY, and automatically Euro USD, I'm going to be the opposite, right? So if I'm bearish on the DXY, then EU, most likely I'm aiming for probably higher pricing to take out this liquidity up here. But then those conditions need to be met first. Yeah, so now GBP card. For GBP card, last week, I think so, or last 2 week, I can't remember which of the market outlook. I was looking at price, I think it's last week, I was looking at price rejecting from this imbalance here. So this imbalance, and I think it's last 2 weeks because this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So it was last 2 weeks. Yes, we were looking at price rejecting from this imbalance because based on structure, we were lower low, lower high, and lower low. So I was anticipating a lower pricing from here, and then price can just sell down and then take out this daily liquidity that was here. And we also have some liquidity that was here. So I was looking at potentially, I was looking at about, yeah, about this 719. Yeah, about 719 pips. That's looking like a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. So we didn't have that. Price only gave 1 day bearish close, and the other days were bullish. So now I was looking at this yesterday and I saw that we have another imbalance to the upside, right? This imbalance here, price rejected from this higher time frame imbalance, and then we had GBP card going to the downside, created this bearish structure, and now it seems to have broken structure to the upside. Then again, since I have understanding of harmonic patterns, and when we see this kind of break of structure, maybe an harmonic pattern is most likely forming. And then I from from A to B, and this is rejecting in between 1.27 and 1.414. Now, what type of harmonic pattern rejects between 1.27 and 141.40%? That is a cipher harmonic pattern. So if we are most likely going to have a cipher harmonic pattern on GBP card, then we should have the rejection at the 786%. So if cipher is, if this is going to be a cipher, then most likely we are going to see a rejection at the 786. Yeah. So somewhere around this area, price can reject, give us a cipher harmonic pattern, something like this from the X to the A. Then we have this here, and then 786 is going to be somewhere in this area for a cipher harmonic pattern. But now we have an imbalance here just below 786. So price can get to 786 and price might not also get to 786. That doesn't mean the cipher harmonic pattern is not valid, right? Doesn't mean it's not valid. It just didn't get to exact 786. Okay, so keep an eye. I'm believing that we can, since this area did not hold, let's delete this, then we can be on the lookout for distribution inside this imbalance. And most likely we can aim for this daily liquidity down here, just like I like to do it. So for Euro NZD, now I'm going to Euro NZD. Euro NZD also, I called out this trade last week and I told you I wasn't sure also as to which area or where price want to go to, because we have liquidity to the upside, yeah, and we have liquidity to the downside here. Now price was in between, and so far we can see price is creating lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so for now, I'm still not sure. If we get bullish candle, then most likely we are aiming for this one. I will be on the lookout for buying opportunity. If we get more bearish candle, then we want to take out this low. So I'm going to wait for more candles to print so they can give me an information as to what the institutions want to do. So for Euro NZD, just you can have that on your radar, just monitor it to see what happens. If possible, you can have your alerts up here, have your alerts down here, just to tell you where, I'm going to do it now. Let me do it now. So I'm going to have my alert up here. I can just go NZD crossing buys. And I can have one down here also. can have one down here and say sales. Yeah, so for Euro NZD, not still sure. No, want it to be down. Yeah, perfect. Exactly. So I'm waiting for more informations, more candles to print. So for AUD Chef, I actually took this trade was an amazing trade for me because I actually bought all the way from this low. I had my entry all the way from this low. Let's go to the 30 minutes. Yeah, so I bought this pair and actually took profit at 1 to 8.27. I took my final profit at the daily highs. I was buying all the way from down here and I was aiming for this daily liquidity up here, and it was an amazing trade, played out well. Every day was a bullish day. And now this is where we are now. Let me just, okay, good. So this is where we are. Now prices rejected, went all the way to the upside. So one of my students, she actually sent me this chart and was like, she saw a bad harmonic pattern forming. Right. I think we're doing a lot of harmonic patterns today. So she actually saw a bad harmonic pattern forming from this high, you know, measure all the way to the low. And for a bad harmonic pattern, we need price to be at 50, D at 886. So 50, 886 definitely. So you can see price rejected from 50 and then D at the 886. So when she sent it to me, she said she was looking for sales. And then I told her, seeing this 886 here, number one, this is a mitigation candle, captured this liquidity here. And then I was so sure that it would scale down. This would be an imbalance. This 886, that is harmonic pattern now, is going to be in line with smart money concept. So we went down to the 8-hour time frame together and we saw this imbalance here. Right. So that is where price is now. Okay, price has already fulfilled the last condition for a BAT rejection at 886. Now, is price going to hold or not? Then I told her, let's wait. Going to the 4 hours. I want to see a 4-hour break of structure. Okay, and we've been looking at this for a very long time now. I think since this area here, since like June 15, June 15. So not really too long. So we're looking for a 4-hour break, and I had my alert here, waiting for break of structure. The alert was triggered. Okay, and then when I checked it, it was only a week. I'm looking for a body close. So if we do not have that body close, I am not going to be interested in selling this. So let's wait because the structure is still bullish. Higher high, higher low, higher high, potential higher low for me. So want to see price continue to sell down, break the structure, then we know, okay, yeah, we might look to take a sell at the lower high and then down all the way to the lower low. So price is not ready for a sell yet, unless you just want to take the trade directly from 886. That is how I like to trade harmonic pattern. I'm not just going to be trading it just like that. So because it gives me because price gives me a bad harmonic pattern, I'm not just going to be getting in right at the 886, something like this, right? From this high all the way to this low now. Then because it's going to give me BAT says price should reject at 886. I will now get in with the sell limits, waiting for price at 886. And then my stop loss has to be up here. That's about 40 pips. Already I can't take that because the stop loss is too big. And number two, I'm not just going to be taking a trade based off harmonics. Okay, I'm going to add it as a confluence to my strategy, right? So harmonics is calling for a price set because this trade I took here, this buy I took here all the way to the daily highs was also based on an harmonic pattern. So this was also an harmonic pattern trade that I took, but then I added it with smart money concepts. That was what made it effective. So this one is also calling for a bearish BAT, but then we have to wait for more things to align. So first we have the condition 886, price reject from an imbalance good. Now I'm waiting for a structure shift to the downside on the 4 hours. If we can get that, then maybe I will be interested to take this to the downside. So for AUDHF, be on the lookout if you want to trade it. Then GBP AUD on the daily time frame. So GBP AUD, something funny really happened. I wouldn't say funny though. So I was looking at, as you can see, this bullish, this imbalance here. I'm anticipating price to reject and go out from here. That is why this is a green imbalance. And then on the weekly time frame, we have this liquidity here. So I was believing that price was going to go up from there. But all I can do is analyze the market, and then it's all based on probability, right? So the institutions were not ready to go up. There was no break of structure, I think, on the 4 hours or the 1 hour. So price was just going down. And then this area did not hold. And then what happened? Price created some kind of equal lows here, went up, and I was sure it was going to sell down no more to take out the liquidity. So now that they've taken out this liquidity to the downside, maybe we can be on the lookout for higher pricing now. And not only that, I also spotted an harmonic pattern, right? So we're doing quite a lot of harmonic patterns today. So we have this area here, and I think this one also was let me see quickly. This was also a cipher harmonic pattern. So yeah, all the way from A to B. We want to see price rejects anywhere in between 1.27 and 1.414. So you can see price rejected in the area. So yeah, could be a cipher harmonic pattern. And then price should overall reject at the D 786. That's what we're looking at 786. So you can see price came to 786, and then it has been going back and forth. Came there, went up, came down. Now it's there on Friday, and now today, Monday, price has rejected from there. So I think I will be on the lookout for higher pricing if we can have a daily break of structure. Remember, I'm not just going to trade the harmonic pattern just like that. I'm going to wait for extra confirmation before I can take any trade at all that has to do with harmonic pattern. So on the daily time frame now, we do have this lower low, lower high, and lower low. So if we can get a daily breaker structure, okay, if we can get a candle close above, maybe today. All right, we're gonna wait for today, the whole of today candle. We have about 4 hours, 3 minutes, 34 seconds left for this candle to close. If we get a break of structure to the upside, then I can be on the lookout for higher pricing. Maybe we can now aim for this weekly liquidity up here. Okay, all of these things I've been showing you, all of these markups are like long-term trade. Majority of them are long-term trade. But so you just get in, and after taking your 1 to 3, you probably put your stop loss break even, and just aim for higher pricing. All right, if you can hold. Okay, so that's for GBP AUD. For gold, so gold on the weekly time frame, I see this equal highs up here, right? So this is still looking like a very sweet target. Okay, let's look at this. When this happened for gold, okay, when this happened for gold, gold created the first low down here, June 1st, June 2020. Price came back to that area March 2021, came back there March, towards the ending of March, and then price came back down there again August 2021. And after that, price just rejected away from there and did not come back there until September 2022. So I just want you to notice that in as much as they can't build liquidity for a very long time, eventually they will come for it. That's something I want you to know. So just you see this liquidity up here is a target for later. Now we might not know how soon they will target this liquidity up here, just like this now. You can see after August, price did not come back there again more than a year. And then price came back, took out the liquidity September 2022. So that's a year and a month. So we don't know how long this is going to be, but so far I am bullish on on goods, and based on the weekly structure, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is an imbalance where I am believing gold is going to go up from. Now we do have a rejection already. Price has come into the imbalance and is going up. So now is it going to continue going up, or is it going to come down to feel more of the imbalance before going up? I don't know. So just going to wait to see what happens. Okay, and then we arrive at a conclusion after we see what has happened. Now, if we go to the daily time frame now, if we go to the daily time frame, I see what do we have on the daily time frame? On the daily time frame, based on structure. So based on structure, we are still bearish. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Let me see. Do we have a new candle close? Yes, we do have a candle close down here. So this is a lower low, and we have this lower high. And so far, there is no break of structure yet. So even the daily also is still bearish. So if we can believe that this week into the imbalance is going to hold, then maybe if we get a daily break of structure to the upside, then we can start to look for higher pricing. So for goods, not ready yet. Okay, I'm not going to take a sell. I'm not going to take a buy yet. I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Okay, I'm a very patient trader. And then GBP Chef, GBP Chef, I think GBP Chef, I'm still believing that price is going to go up. Yeah. So I called out a trade on the 2-day time frame. You remember I called out a buy trade on GBP Chef to the upside. I'm coming. And that was last 2 weeks. So the markups for last 2 weeks, that was when I called out the trade GBP Chef on the 2-day time frame. Let me pull it up so you can see it. Yeah, see GBP Chef 2-day time frame. Yeah, I was looking at price coming into the imbalance, give us some kind of accumulation, and then price should go all the way to the upside. I was aiming for what this daily liquidity and overall this one up here. And then so far, price has moved from the imbalance. Price has moved about 194 pips. First target daily liquidity has been met. So you see, this is how I trade. Very patient. Okay, now price came into the imbalance and then gave us accumulation on the 1 hour. But then I did something very funny, which made me to actually miss out on this trade, because I actually missed out on this trade. Let me pull it up again on the 1 hour. All right, this is the markup GBP Chef. This is that big 2-day imbalance, right? Price came into the area. I started to see some higher pricing, and then I had my markup. As you can see, I had my limit already. This was June 7, 2023. So I actually saw it before it played out, and I wanted to buy from here. I wanted to buy below the weekly opening price to take out this liquidity up here, aim for this daily liquidity up here. And look at what happened. Going to the 1 hour now. Price played out perfectly, but then I actually did something funny because I was aiming for, now I think what happened was I forgot that I had a bigger time frame target. That was why I deleted my limit, because I was aiming for this 1 hour liquidity first. And then when market opened, I think the next day, yes, price spiked down and then went up and then took out the liquidity. And then when I woke up, I think I saw that the liquidity was already getting captured. And as soon as it took out the liquidity, I just deleted my limits on that trade. I completely forgot that I had a higher time frame point of interest. I had a higher time frame target. So he actually took out the 1 hour target, and I thought, well, that was it. And the price gave this big drop to the downside and played out. See, so far, price is taking out this daily liquidity up here. So that was a mistake from my part. It's fine. So on the daily time frame now, what am I anticipating? So I believe we'll still get to this high. But so far, this is where we are. I like to get in early. Right now, I don't know where price is going to reject from, but maybe there will be more informations later. So you can just add this to your radar for GBP Chef. And then for US oil, we have been looking at price going down, and so we actually called out, or I called out, sell from this imbalance here. And then when market opened, we saw the big spike, the gap, price gapped up, and then quickly that same day came back into the imbalance. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Thursday. So there was no Friday exactly. And then on Monday, last week, price went up into the imbalance again. But then on the daily time frame, I can see we have this break of structure here already. Not really break of structure, but a new lower low. So our new range now will be this and this. So I'm still bearish on oil as long as we have not closed above this area yet. So now going into lower time frame. Now, like say the 8 hours, I saw this on the 8 hours. So we have this new lower low. Price came into this imbalance here, very small, but see, played out, price rejected from there. And now going into the 4 hours, we do not have a 4 hour break yet. So even if at all you want to trade this, or we're going to take this, so far the internal structure within the bigger structure is giving us some bullish momentum. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So wait for this to break. Let's get another break of structure inside the bearish trend, and we can be on the lookout for retracements, and then you can join the trend down. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for crude oil. And then lastly is Euro AUD. So Euro AUD, I saw something interesting on the daily time frame while I was having a call yesterday. We do have this daily liquidity here. So makes sense, right? Now, we were discussing yesterday, and um, we talked about the possibilities of price coming to this high or price coming to this high. And I was like, price is closer to this liquidity now. If the institutions want to go for it, they might not come here. They might just want to run on this liquidity quickly. So we do have this as we are open to take a sell from here if price buy all the way up. But for now, those are still future possibilities. We're going to look at what we have now. Now, what do we have now? This is where price is. And we do have this first imbalance here. Talked about the possibilities of price coming to this imbalance. The first one here, take out all of this previous day highs and all of that, or previous week high or something. So this is price came into that area now, and price is rejecting. Now going to the 4 hour, this is what we have. And then to the 1 hour now, I'm seeing this. So I think price might just want to sell down. So let me check the 30 minutes. Okay, we do have some kind of break now. You know what? I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna wait to see what happens. But then I'm aiming for the weekly liquidity and the daily liquidity down there. So you can keep an eye on that. All right, so that is gonna be it from me. Do have an amazing week. Bye-bye.